Well, your podcast is so fucking funny. You guys have one of the best podcasts ever.
Thanks, buddy.
It's so fun to do, too. It's so I mean, I've only done it once, but it was just such a giggle fest.
Well, you have to come when we have our new studio.
Yeah, I'll be happy to.
And we give, I get asked about it a lot, interviews and everything. I always give credit to you because I remember you being like, why aren't you doing one? And I was like, I don't know. And then you saw her and you go, your wife is legitimately funny. Don't you think you guys could just sit there and do one? And I'm like, I don't know. And I told her, and she was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
and then now that's all we do. It's just the two of us.
Best,
we play some clips, we talk about what's going on, and it's grown so much in the few. We've been doing it now since the end of 2010 is when we started. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's been 6 years, man. Like 6 years of that show.
Yeah, I'm at almost 7. I'll be 7 in December.
Really?
I remember.
Oh,
I remember
wow.
watching or reading something, and I realized I did one of your first 10.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We sat on a couch.
Yeah, in my office.
Yeah.
Ari Shafir sold that couch.
Really?
Yeah, I gave it to Ari.
We sat on the couch.
Maybe he gave it to somebody.
I think it was like a eBay thing and donation money, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I just keep remember you telling me to like sit up on the mic because I was like sitting back.
Oh yeah, well there were there were
like,
couches and our mic stand sucked, so you had to like uncomfortably lean forward on a couch.
Tommy, talk in the mic.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we had headphones back then. If we did, we didn't.
No.
Maybe we did.
I thought you were bananas too. Doing this thing,
I remember like, what's
sure.
a podcast? What are you talking about? How ridiculous!
There you go.
No headphones. There you go.
Oh, look at Bunzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you guys.
I don't know what the fuck possessed me to keep doing this. Welcome to
Wow.
week 20 of the Ustream podcast.
This is a later one. Yeah.
Week 20.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious, man.
If it weren't
what
for
made you? I never asked you that. What made did you do one or see one where you're like I got to do that?
It was a bunch of shit. One of them was doing the Opie and Anthony show because Opie and Anthony show was just like a hangout.
Right.
It wasn't like it didn't have a formula to it.
Yeah.
It didn't have a format necessarily. You would come in and a bunch of comics would come in. They all just start talking. And it would be hilarious. It would be like a bunch of people that knew everybody, and we all sit around and just joke around. It was really fun. It was a fun hang.
Yeah.
Then Anthony Cumia started doing this thing called Live from the Compound, where he put up a green screen in his basement, and he had a whole like professional desk and professional cameras, and he's just a maniac.
Mm-hmm.
And he would do karaoke holding a machine gun, and he would have a background. The background would be like Manhattan. He would like, change the back, and I was like, that would be an amazing thing to have. And so when he was doing Live from the Compound, he was doing it on one of those streaming services. So then we started doing the thing, me and Red Band, on Ustream. Mm-hmm. I started one day. Well, we started doing it we do it in green rooms first. It was even pre-YouTube or pre-Ustream. Like we did it in Cobb's. Remember we did it in Cobb's and Joey yelled at us and told us to shut it off?
Yeah.
Shut that fucking thing off.
Got your blackberries and your blueberries. Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't even have a phone back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told us to shut it off. And that's how it started. We just started doing it that way, and then it was fun, so we started doing it every week. And then somewhere along the line, I just realized it was this way that I could have these crazy conversations with all these interesting people, and I could get them. Once they realized there was a certain number of people that were listening, I could get people to come in and sit down and talk to me.
Do you remember, like early, first 5, what kind of, how many people were listening to something like your show?
I never looked.
You never looked?
No.
You just put it up again?
Yeah, I never paid attention. I just, there was like every now and then you'd look over the live thing. It was like 1,200 people be watching live. It was a good,
you're like, oh, wow,
good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it was only like 500 or 600.
Yeah.
But, but once I had Anthony Bourdain on, and I had, I had a bunch of people like that. I was like, I can talk to some fucking cool people through this thing.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, man, I want to know more about Egypt. Let me get John Anthony West on. Hey, I want to know more about asteroids. Let me get Randall Carlson
It's really
on.
become just all your interests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Graham Hancock. Graham Hancock was a big one. That was the early days when I was doing it in my house. And he came over to my house and we talked till like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning with this long ass podcast.
What's your biggest get personally for the show?
I don't know, man. It's a good question. I don't know. There's no biggest anymore. Russell Brand was pretty big. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
He's a fun guy, man.
Yeah.
But so's Artie Lang. So's you. I love having you on.
Yeah.
It's like now it becomes like just fun. Now it becomes like Joey or Bill Burr or Duncan, or it's just becomes.
Guy's stomach was cut open in front of the tenderloin. There's so much blood. What? I gotta make it right.
It just becomes fun, right? I mean, don't you guys feel like that?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
just,
It's my favorite thing that we do. It's the
Really?
best.
Do you like
is.
it more than stand-up itself?
No, excuse me, stand-up's always number one. But the podcast, especially since we've become parents, it's the one thing that it's the old world. It's who we were before. It's still juvenile, and it's the sealed hour and a half of just nonsense.
Yeah.
And then we can go back to being responsible adults.
It is. That's true. That's a good way of putting it. Because it's very juvenile and silly, but that's why we have a good time just being silly on it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big takeaway from your podcast is how silly it is.
Yeah,
you
it
guys
is.
are just always like
It's
laughing.
the least serious thing ever. You know, there are no serious
It's so
conversations.
fun.
on
No,
it.
no.
I love Black or Tom too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
It's
good
like-
one.
I need to do that again. So the thing is about the move is that the studio is much bigger, like actual space. So we'll have, I think, some guests again because we haven't had guests in a long time now.
Well, you could add a bunch of elements to it too. Once you realize you have all this room to do
Yeah.
stuff, and you have like an actual
Right.
professional studio.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It's gonna be
It is.
awesome.
Yeah, it's really
Can't
exciting.
wait.
Well, when you guys do it out here, be happy to do it.
Oh yeah.
We'll have some fun. We'll have
Okay.
some fun. So.